Today on All Things 80s, it's Adventure People by Fisher-Price. Welcome back to All Things 80s. Now this box, I'm hoping, does contain a vintage Fisher-Price Adventure People person. Fisher-Price Adventure People were some of the figures that I got as a child before I discovered Star Wars. Now these have a real special place in my heart. I absolutely love this entire range of figures, although I had maybe a handful as a kid. I haven't actually seen one of these in over 3 decades, and the one that I've purchased is the one that was my absolute favorite. So without further ado, we'll get this opened and we'll talk about it. So. Okay, got some newspaper here. Let's see if this is vintage. November 2019. Anyway, here we go. Aha. Now, I'm well aware going into this that this is not a mint conditioned box, so I'm okay with that. But it is in fact the Adventure People Daredevil Skydiver. So the last time I opened one of these would have been back in 1982. It was my birthday that year, and I remember getting this and the motorcycle and sidecar set, and I was just over the moon with everything that year. It's quite remarkable to see one of these again. Classic sort of, I was going to say 80s packaging, but this I believe came out in the 70s. Just try to see if we have some dates somewhere. 1976. So this is some real history right here. And on the back, we have, I guess it's the instructions, but it's been kind of done in comic book form. I'll put that up on the screen right now. That's quite cool. So this is the Adventure People Daredevil Skydiver in the Unexpected Gust. Okay, so it's the start of the big target jump. You carefully strap on Bill's harness and get him ready. Soon, he's airborne with a heave. Fold and roll. I guess that's the instruction, to fold up the parachute, put it into his backpack type thing. As he falls, his chute opens, and it's a 28-inch diameter. And he aims for the target, and it tells us that the cords for the parachute are tangle resistant. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows. Okay, that was my dirty mind there. I got caught up there. No, I should read the whole sentence first. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows Bill off course. Will he be able to swing back? Only you know, because with the Adventure People, you make up the stories. That was kind of neat. Again, with all of my sort of vintage unboxings, you can see quite clearly that this packaging it's well dented on this side, and the clear plastic cover has began to come away from the edges here. So I'm not defacing a priceless artifact here, but cannot wait to get my hands on this, because this has been a long time, and this was one of my real, I'm going to say, proudest moments as a kid, because I'd seen this on television. I thought it was just the coolest thing ever, and when I got it for my birthday that year, I was just over the moon. So let's see. First impression is that I'm guessing it's some of the printing on this parachute has faded over time, because I do remember that being a much more vibrant blue color. And it looks it looks like mold, but it's not mold. It's that kind of weird residue that forms on plastic over the decades. I think we can get that cleaned off easy enough. So how's he attached here? Oh, it's a little flap. Let me see. Okay, just push that through. And you know what? Oh, do I have to undo his backpack for this? Maybe a touch. Let's see. And we established from the little cartoon strip there that this guy's name is Bill. I did not know that. So that's okay. And oh, one more bit of finagling to get this off. Okay, we're good. Yeah, there's a lot of this horrible sort of moldy type. First of all, let's get the figure taken out and looked at first. So yeah, this was the coolest figure that I had at the time back in '82. I see some of that. Some of the blue rubber has sort of rubbed off on his back. I was going to lick my finger there, but I've been touching this moldy stuff. I'll try and clean that later. But you see here, now, there was a lot of confusion back in '82 regarding this figure. Me and my friends thought this was Evel Knievel. You can see with the sort of star detail on his jumpsuit there. This was not Evel Knievel. This was just a generic stunt skydiver. Now, the other thing that this figure sort of caused an issue with was the fact that this one is the simple 5-point of articulation action figure. Now, the figures that Fisher-Price gave us for the motorcycle, they had a hinged knee, and that allowed them to mount the motorcycle. The temptation as a kid was to force this onto the motorcycle because he looked like a much cooler motorcycle rider than the one that came with that set. But because he didn't have the hinged knees, he really did not fit properly on that bike. So this was the Skydiver. I'm really, really happy with this. The memories are flooding back. And let's talk about the parachute. So again, this weird moldy stuff, we'll deal with that later. It's not a big issue. Yeah, I can see this has definitely faded over time because there are, what was that? Oh, wow, we've got instructions. I didn't know that. For best results with your Adventure People Daredevil Skydiver, hold the chute at full length, fold chute in thirds, wrap lines around end of folded chute. Wrapping lines tightly will open the chute at greater height. Toss into air. Check wind direction so chute will not drift into trees or wires, etc. So there was a bit of sort of safety concern back then. It wasn't just the Wild West like I kind of remember things. Parachute lines may be removed from chute. To attach lines without tangling, snap tabs at top of lines into holes of parachute in numerical order. I'm guessing this is Spanish. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the parachute has definitely faded because you can see here where it was tucked inside has not faded. So slightly disappointing, but not a deal breaker. Yeah, it was a 3-paneled chute. I remember this quite fondly. So you get the idea. Although what I will say is their recommendation about folding the chute up and wrapping it around and throwing it in the air, that did not work. I found the best way was to get the guy, I keep calling him a guy, he's Bill. Put Bill in his into the harness, hold it by the end and just throw up, and the weight of the figure took it up quite high and it came down quite spectacularly. So this was really nice and really interesting to open up. Pity about the fading, but like I said, I was more concerned about getting my hands on Bill. getting my hands on the figure and just remembering the good times with this. Fantastic, fantastic figure. And there's quite an interesting bit of history with regards to the Fisher-Price Adventure People that I will address in a video quite soon. So I thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, because let me tell you, I sure as hell enjoyed getting my hands on this. This is fantastic. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe. See you next video.